Yeah, that's right. We're all good.
That's the one.
Right. Well, welcome guys to another episode of the Day Drinkers podcast with your hosts, me, Will Edmondson, Todd Wilson,
Hello.
and our guest today is Matt Blaymeyers
Hello.
from the Circle Lounge and the Copper Cow.
That's the one.
So, Matt, you're new here, so tell us a bit about yourself.
So, my name's Matt, and I work at the Copper Cow and the Circle Lounge.
That's right.
There you go. I started off at Circle Lounge, when was that? 2011? Yeah, back end of 2011. And then over the last 2 years, well, 2.5 years, I've been up at the restaurant, the Copper Cow, which is co-owned by the owner of Circle Lounge. So I just kind of flip back and forth between the two and go wherever I am needed.
That's true, yeah. Well, yeah, we're both doing a bit of that in the moment now, aren't we?
Nice and easy at the minute.
Yeah, it is actually. You may know we've got another. I was gonna say we've got a different furry friend today, but it's just
There is no fur.
there is no fur at all on Cleo. So yeah, this is Cleo, and she is a bald cat, and normally very noisy. She's being very good today. She's normally just like really vocal, isn't she?
She is very vocal.
And Todd loves her.
I'm getting used to her.
Oh,
She's a bit weird.
Bit weird.
should we see if we can say hello? Hang on a minute. See if we can.
We're going to try and get her to say hello.
No.
You might have got a bit of purring in there, but
Well, yeah, it's also kind of a special one today as well because for the first time ever, we are on camera.
Hello,
I am
guys.
honoured.
Hello, you're the first filmed one, so hopefully this should be going up onto YouTube with without a hitch, but you know it's going up onto YouTube, so there'll be a hitch. We've got a new studio.
Yeah, we're not normally here, are we? We're normally at Circle Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're not. So we're actually in my attic at the moment, which and we're kind of in what I'm gonna like to call now like the
The
soft office.
Oh, the snug. The
snug-
snug office.
For anyone that didn't know, the reason why we went silent is because one of the cushions just.
What is that? Is that like a...
It's a polar bear.
Oh no, actually.
It's a polar bear and warmer. I'm obsessed with these things.
Oh my god, yes, so it is. Oh, your hands...
You can put your hands straight through,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it goes straight through. Oh. Oh. Already we've reached heights of unprofessionalism, but...
So Matt got me onto these weird and hand snug things. That
I'm more enjoying the cushion with your face on.
Yeah. This one.
It's this one was shown to the camera there, so you need to watch it both. You need to watch and listen at the same time.
There's actually 3 of these, but I know 3 of them dotted around with in different households.
You have
There
to
is
find
another one behind your shoulder.
collect them all.
No, this one I don't like. This is Leone, and it's like it's been
is
through
weird.
like a Snapchat filter as well, so it's just like the most distorted face.
It is quite
In the
terrifying,
world.
is that?
Yeah, it's not the best. But yeah, today we'll be talking a bit about a trip that we just had.
Well, we had a few, didn't we? Because we were falling all over the place.
Yeah, but you had a bit of a tumble as well.
Uh-huh.
But no, we went up to Scotland to what was the place? So a little village called Rothes. Because in like very close to there is the Macallan distillery. And Todd, you said you liked the Macallan whiskey.
I love Macallan Whisky. So I'm sat here a little bit jealous right now, and I was very jealous looking at all the videos and photos.
Oh yeah, that's why we went.
There was some really really cool photos taken. You put a boomerang up of a drink with some orange peel in it, and it just looked incredible.
Yeah,
On,
that
on
were
a
their
block of wood.
yeah, that were their twist on an old fashioned, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Warehouse 7.
Can we remember what it was like off the top of our head? Can we remember what's in it?
Macallan Whisky, orange peel.
Oh, done.
And no, apart from that, we can't really remember.
No,
Because
much
you
like
had too many of them.
much like most of the night. Yeah.
But we'll get back to that later.
So, how was the drive up Did you meet bad weather? Because obviously we've had really bad weather around by us recently. What was the weather like driving up through the Cairngorms and the like?
It was actually the Cairngorms was completely fine, wasn't it? Because that's when you were driving, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we did a split. So Will picked everybody up at it was actually early. So you picked Nate and Luke up at what about 3:15?
3:15, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3:15 a.m. Got to mine for about past. We loaded the car up, got everything ready, and then Will did the first 3 hours driving, just short of Glasgow. Switched over.
It went so quick. Did that
That
as
3 hours did go really quick. So we switched over at this Tesco station, petrol station in Glasgow, and I carried on from there up through the Cairngorms to Rothes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, the weather was great. A bit of like snow slush on the motorway, wasn't there?
Yeah, we got more like nearer to here than in Scotland.
Yeah, and then we got a
That's
little
really
bit.
warm.
We
That's
got a
weird.
little bit of snow through the Cairngorms. Oh, there you go. Hiya. But yeah, Luke were just hilarious. So we're Nate and Luke slept for the first 4 hours easy.
Yeah, I saw that on the videos. The videos are very clear of that. But now I know you set off at 3:15. I can kind of understand why.
This was Luke the entire way.
That's a lovely impression. That again, you'll have to see the video to see that impression.
Well, no, you don't have to because he won't say no.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, true. Yeah.
he was snoring.
I've got a cat climbing all over me now. You're gonna fall. But yeah, the drive up was actually really, really easy. We also made some old fashions.
We did. Well, I didn't. So I was driving.
Yeah, true.
And you weren't drinking them either because you were driving.
That's right.
But
So, I mean, you just said that like you just made them, like you stopped and made them, but it relates back to one of our early podcasts. Whereabouts did you make the old fashions?
It was just in the seatset car when we were driving up.
We stopped at Tesco's and got some ice.
Oh yeah, we did. That Nate just left on the back seat. We were like,
So I was like, Nate, is that ice melting and like making a mess of my back seat? So we're like, yeah. I was like, oh, move it then. Like, put it in the boot or something, like in a bag where it won't like leak everywhere.
Yeah. Is it getting wet? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, seats are soaking, man.
Well, yeah. So we did. That was in aid of doing a video for YouTube that'll be up next week. But we also did a live stream as we were going up, and I made one again, and we also played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, we did.
Just because?
Yeah, well, no, again in Tesco's. This Tesco's in just shy of Glasgow had everything. So they had one of them little charity bookstall things. You know, you give a donation and you find a book and what have you. So we were torn between 50 Shades of Grey to read out in funny ways.
That would have been terrific.
Yeah. Or we also found Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I thought, well, that'll probably break up the journey a bit, and it was good actually, wasn't it?
It was really good.
It really. Where are you?
This way? Oh, she gone behind the sofa.
Yeah, she's behind us somewhere.
We'll be able to hear her, but not anything else. She'll be in the wall soon. But yeah, we managed to phone a friend as well, didn't we?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we tried to ring Andy from Eden Wine, our wine supplier. Yeah, and he was off sick. Boo. So we got. I don't know who it was actually. I don't think I've ever spoke to that lady before.
I don't think we even asked for a name either.
No. So we just rang up and we were like, right. So we're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This question's for £64,000. So there's no pressure. But what were the questions? Something about where is a port something.
Yeah, it was like what county is what a port in?
Whatever, yeah. And it was like West Sussex, East Sussex, somewhere else, and
all down the south.
And she was like, "Oh, I don't know, I have no idea." But you were a good sport, weren't you? To be fair.
Yeah, that's true. I rang Andy yesterday as well.
Oh yeah.
And I said, well, how are you feeling? You feeling a bit better? He was like, oh yeah, just feeling proper under weather. I'm like, yeah, you lost us 64 grand.
He loves it, does Andy? When we're always going somewhere when we ring him. So he's like, oh, where are you boys going today? Like we're always either going for a walk or we're doing something, aren't we? He loves it.
That's it. Did you come up with any cool names for your car cocktails? Or
Oh yeah.
because we've had the French Martinis recently. What did we have for the car cocktails?
So we made a Macallan old fashioned. So I'm gonna. So what can you give me if you were to guess what it was?
What is it? A Macallan old fashioned.
Yeah.
We see. I think I know one of the puns you've got, so I won't pretend to have come up with that. So I'll let you announce that one.
Right.
But I don't think I could come up with anything better than that actually. Wait, what's your car? What car have you got?
Golf.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say. So you could have a Macallan golf fashioned.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's only as bad as yours. Come on, then reveal what you had.
A Macallan old fashioned. And why is it called a Macallan old fashioned, Matt?
Because it was in my car.
Oh, that's even worse.
We said that about loads of
Yeah,
times
we
on
did,
air.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, calm down.
I must say, Cleo, you are the worst guest we've ever had on this podcast. Just climbing over laptops.
Yeah, she's probably stopped all my recording now. Nay, not you.
It's alright, you just put some paper on the floor and do what all cats do and we'll just sit on it.
Yeah, I'll put a box out and then she'll sit in that.
She's already tried to get in the box over there, but can't quite make it in.
But we had to dump our stuff at the hotel, which was beautiful.
Yeah, so we got up there at what time did we get up there? About 11:15, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we got up there in pretty decent time.
It was good that I set off early, really, because otherwise we would have been well rushing.
Yeah. So we got in, dumped his gear, got suited and booted, got a taxi called and went. And started our sesh.
Yeah.
So yeah, what time did the sesh kind of start? Like,
well, I'd had 2 old fashions by this point.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we started making them. I think that's the earliest.
20 to 10.
did you have a big breakfast?
No,
20 to 9.
I thought it were well earlier than that.
No.
Oh.
No, the earliest I've done at least was when I was on the plane. I think that was 7:20 or something.
Ah, right. I thought we'd done an early one than that.
I almost wanted to do I would have done it like as soon as we started, but it was like pitch black, so I wouldn't have been able to see out. But yeah, so we had 2 old fashions at that point. So we you could maybe say that we'd already started then. Matt hadn't started.
No, I hadn't started.
But the tour was great. So we went in and like the new place had like they'd almost like carved like a little bit out of the landscape and then like built the entire distillery underneath the hills and then topped it all over again.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So the entire distillery looks like hills, which was well cool.
That's nice actually, because it's not like they're taken away from the landscape. Then it's kind of just working with it and stuff. So
that's exactly what they said. Yeah.
Yeah. And where does it kind of rank on the distilleries you guys have seen? 'Cause we talked about this. You've been on so many tours of them.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's just I was saying earlier. It's just like another level. It's in a world of its own because it's so new, and they've had to not had to, but they've spent a lot of the money on areas of like new technology as well, aren't they? So like everything is automated. So they've only got something like 9 distillers, and only 2 of them were working when we went up there because everything is done like automated.
Yeah,
crazy.
Even though they had like the capacity to make like 50 million liters every year, so they had like
or more. I can't even remember. It was something ridiculous, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think of how many like stills they had. I think was it like 12?
Well, they had big stills first and then small stills, and so it gets done twice.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, I think it were about 6 in each one. Yeah.
And like when I say 12 stills, like they are massive.
Yeah, and small stills are not small. No.
Yeah, so yeah, they're smaller than the massive ones, but they're still
like,
huge.
Like we were probably on let's say like a 2nd story.
Yeah.
And they were still taller than us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Which is no good for Nick, 'cause he's afraid of heights, and it were like grid mesh floor.
Is he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
He's well afraid of heights.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, if you check out one of his vlogs when we went to London and we took him up a bar called Sushi Samba in a glass elevator on the side of a building, like 42 floors up. Oh, you'll see he's pretty scared of heights.
Well, that's my Friday afternoon sorted out.
Yep. All you've got to do is just get him up, and he starts going.
Yeah, but the thing I'm most impressed about with this distillery tour is the fact that you managed to pick Nathan up at 3:15 when we tried to get him on a podcast at about 9 o'clock, and he never showed up.
Well, do you know what the secret was? Because I said to Luke, I was like, right, Luke, you stay at Nate's after you finish at Circle, and then you can both just like be in one place when I pick you up. And then yes, the cat does lick the jumper because I think it thinks it's its fur, even though it doesn't have any fur.
I'm just fascinated by this cat.
But yeah, so I was like, right, you can get about 4 or 5 hours sleep, whatever. You can nip home, do all that, and then it'll be, you can have like another however many, like as you're driving, you won't be knackered for the day. So I went to pick them up, and as soon as they were like, all right, I went, you haven't been to sleep, have you? And they went, no. I was like, oh wow, great.
But they both slept in the car.
Yeah,
like straight out, aren't they?
I was so impressed that I managed to get like 6-7 hours sleep.
You did well. Yeah, I only got about 3 hours.
Yeah. Woo.
So you did the distillery tour, and what was the area like for at the after sesh and the fun drinking that seemed to follow? Was it a good choice of bars or?
There was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, limited.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have got taxis to other places.
Yeah.
But each taxi, because it's quite a remote area, you might only be going 1.5 miles down the road, but because it's so remote and there's less taxi companies up there, it's like a fortune. So it were.
Yeah, it makes sense.
How much? Were it 15 quid to get from Rother's to the distillery, which were 3 miles?
It was a tenner. Do you remember? Because the taxi driver didn't want paying, apparently.
Yeah.
We got out of the taxi and we all
cheers, yeah, see you, bye. And she was like, yeah, bye. Have you paid? No.
And we're like, have you paid? No. Oh, Matt goes and knocks on the window and goes, do you want paying? And she goes, oh yeah, it's £10, please.
yeah. So that were £10 for a 3 mile journey, like 10 minutes max.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes max. But then we got proper stung on the way back. But that's for later on.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah. One. So yeah, we went after the Macallan Distillery. We went to somewhere that's even closer to where we were staying in Rother's, called Craigellachie. And weirdly enough, we got dropped off at a pub called the Copper Dog.
Oh, nice.
Which is really coincidental because when Richard opened the Copper Cow, we were looking for like house whiskies, and then at first we settled on the Copper Dog whiskey.
Yeah, we went for a copper theme, so like Copperhead gin, Adnams Copper House gin, Copper Dog, stuff like that.
Yeah, and and that was like what 3 years ago now.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
And so they were just like, oh yeah, they'll drop you off at this place called the Copper Dog, and they make their own whiskey, and we were like, no way.
Yeah, we're like, oh, I completely forgot that we're up in Speyside.
Yeah,
so that was cool.
That is really cool.
Coincidence.
So we definitely had a few of them.
Yeah, we definitely had a few of them, and we kind of got out of sync with our drinking. So when one person was finishing their drinks, the other people were only halfway through theirs. So you were like, oh well, he's still got one. I'll get another one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, but before this, we had we had food and stuff at the Macallan Distillery, didn't we, as well? So like we weren't running on completely empty stomachs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we missed that out.
So they provided food at the distillery, or there's like a little restaurant you could eat in, or
yeah, there was a restaurant you could eat in. They provided whiskey. That you could drink, but you got the food yourself, and it were top notch food.
It was
really
nice, yeah, it was really good.
Especially the setting as well.
Yeah,
it was pretty much open plan of this under the hill, huge kind of.
That's cool.
Yeah, it were mental. Honestly, if everyone should watch the vlog that's probably coming in about 2 weeks, because. Just to see, even if you're going to skip ahead to the part where we're walking around the distillery, because it's just amazing. It's crazy. And they have like a wall of like Macallan bottles aging from like 1824
Oh my
all
god.
the way
Now,
all the
yeah.
way back all the way up to now, and then like everything in between, really, all like limited edition stuff. The old ones are like more for like curiosities. They're not sealed anymore or anything like that, and
Yeah.
and they're probably weren't the best, but it's like a historical kind of thing.
Is that how obviously they go back that far, but do they go back further, or how old is the distillery? You know?
1824
Is
is
the
the
first
oldest.
one?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
And one of the whiskies for sale is a 72-year-old in it, and it's £5,800 a shot. Is that right?
Yeah, they sold it there.
A shot.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They sold it by the shot there, and it was £5,800 a shot. And
So how many did you guys have?
well, we polished off the bottle.
Yeah.
No, but it
No,
had,
like we got a rag and we polished the bottle.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
it had been opened and drank though, so
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So those barmen are clearly, siphoning some off the top, just
yeah.
Straw dipping.
because nobody's paying that much
Get
for a shot.
Get yourself a drink after work. Oh yeah, thanks. Tell you what, I think I'll have the.
Why is my bar bill like £5,900?
Oh God, yeah. Can you imagine if you didn't know? Oh, or you didn't ask? And fair enough, you were expecting, like maybe £100 a shot or something, but so what was it? £5,280.
No, 5,800.
£5,800 a shot. 25ml shot.
Yep. Well,
It might have been.
sometimes they're
more.
35
Yeah.
up in
Yeah.
All right,
Scotland.
okay.
So,
That 10 mils makes all the difference.
it
Yeah.
does.
It does.
It-
I wasn't meant to be sarcastic. It came out really sarcastic. But
Yeah, you might be getting an actual like 50% value on there.
my inner Yorkshireman's just coming out right now.
Yeah.
Like, $5,800.
Oh, much. Oh, much.
So we had food, and then we went to the Macallan bar, and then we had a few cocktails, and then we went to the Copper Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're at the Copper Dog. And so yeah, I was saying we got out of sync with our drinking, but the rule was that we had to have a whiskey with every. If we wanted any other drink,
It was a half.
you'd have to have like a whiskey with it.
Hmm.
So
Was this your own preset rules that you guys
Yeah.
had
oh yeah,
established?
because it was like a pre-stag-stag-do really for
Of course, yeah.
Matt over here, Matty, but seemingly what that translated to was we weren't just getting one whiskey, we were always getting a beer and a whiskey.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
and at first we were like we started chatting to like just everyone that was in the pub, and it were really nice and friendly.
Yeah.
And the guy behind the bar was like, "Oh, it's a bit tame for a stag do." Little did he know we actually went back there.
He
At
lived
about,
to regret them words.
about 11 o'clock. Yeah, and we'll get to that.
We
in a
will.
minute.
So yeah, we got out of sync because the other two were like, "Oh yeah, we need some cigarettes." So they were like, "Oh right, well we'll walk to this shop," and they were gone about what 20 minutes
Yeah,
maybe.
it was a long time, wasn't it?
They'd been gone 20 minutes. By that point, me and Will had like way stormed ahead. We'd had at least 2 or 3 shots and beers.
Yeah. And then they came back and ordered a drink, so we were like, "Oh bloody hell!"
Yeah.
I think I'll have another one. But there was a quite a cool thing in Craigellachie where there was one of the oldest iron bridges, oldest single arch iron bridge.
Yeah, something like that. Called
Yeah.
the Telford Bridge.
I
That's it.
genuinely thought you were going to say the oldest iron brew, and I got really excited. And then you started talking about
Oldest
bridges, and I
kind
was
of-
like, "Yeah, that's cool," but I imagine an old iron brew.
Yeah, not the new recipe. No.
Oh no, not having any of that. Ugh.
Did you know people that would start stocking up on new old iron brew before they changed
I don't know anyone that does the iron brew. I know somebody that gets iron brew sent down from Scotland because they want the Scottish recipe over the English recipe, which is apparently different.
it? No.
Or they think it tastes different.
Is it because of the sugar tax thing though? Like, are
I
they not? Are
I
they
don't
not?
know.
Or maybe they're exempt from the sugar tax thing.
If
so
I'm
they can-
honest, I think it's because their mum lives in Scotland, and I think it's like a nostalgia thing. I think in their head they think it tastes different up there
maybe.
because of when they're on holiday or
Yeah.
whatever. But somebody did tell me a story about when Coca-Cola changed in like the 80s or 90s or whatever. Their dads stocked the fridge up,
Well,
and
they
like
had.
all the garage fridge and everything with the Coke because they were worried it was going to be horrible.
Well, they made they made new Coke, didn't they? It was called
Yeah.
New Coke, and then they were like, and then everyone was like, no, and then they were like, okay, we'll go back.
I'm not sure I've ever liked anything that much that I'd be so terrified if they were changing the recipe.
Yeah. No, I don't think I can either.
I get upset when things come off a menu, you know, like at Copper Cow and stuff like that. When the menus get changed and my favourite starter gets taken off, and I was really sad.
Yeah, Matt.
But that's
It's all
not
my fault.
It's not Matt's fault at all. I was heartbroken when I saw that. But the good thing is that there's still lots of things that I like to eat up there. So
That's true.
highly recommend. As somebody that doesn't work there, I'm allowed to recommend because I am just a customer.
That's
Who
right.
just goes.
I recommend everything.
I honestly do just turn up and have like 3 courses.
Oh, what have you done
and
to your
overface
arm?
myself. So you've got the boys have got the cigarettes. You guys are 3 whiskies ahead.
And then we go. It's getting to about. It's got about to 6 o'clock
What are
now.
you doing?
And
Oh no, she's got a paw stuck. She's got a paw stuck.
Oh,
She
no.
sorted it. I think
you've annoyed her now
Oh.
because she's left the room.
Nah.
So yeah, it gets to about 6 o'clock, and we think, we're like, well, we still need to go see the Telford Bridge. So then we start going to see. We would start walking down, and it was like the most complicated thing to get to. I don't know that was because of whatever state we're in.
There was some road works. I remember that.
There
So
was-
they were doing some maintenance to the road,
Yeah.
so we couldn't get to the proper path.
And so we had to like jump through like a building site, and then go.
Were you supposed to do that?
I think
I
so.
think
yeah.
so,
There were no
okay.
like proper barriers.
Right. Okay.
And then
Just barbed wire fences we had to get over.
Yeah,
And, you
but-
know.
Sneak past the armed security guards
Yeah.
and
No, it were
and
okay.
scaffold. No.
parkour.
But then we went under like just a normal bridge, and then like the path that they made was all like metal grilled underneath that bridge, wasn't it? And that's and they're like next to a fast flowing river, so that was a bit weird. But then when we got to the bridge, it were really good.
So is that bridge over the River Spey then?
Yes.
Oh, you see
Yes.
it. I've got my geography down. That's cool. And is it impressive? Is it impressive to look at?
It was very
Yeah, it was
impressive.
cool. It's just really old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just chilled there, got some funny photos.
Had some hip flasks.
Yeah, and then so we'd also decided to take a hip flask up each, and we were like, right, we'll polish these off throughout the night, which we did.
Worst idea.
I'm starting to be really glad that I wasn't there because I don't think I would have lasted.
It was the worst idea.
It was
And
a
the
great
best
idea.
idea, yeah.
Because they were the times because I knew there were only going to be a few bars up there,
Mm.
so like, well, this is like the in between bar drinks.
Well, we were there for about an hour as well, really.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
up on the bridge?
Yeah, just chilling and relaxing, and I think I FaceTimed my fiance and dad, and
You did, yeah.
Oh, that's
that.
nice.
and then we just got some photos and stuff, and meandered back to the next place,
Yeah.
which was called the Highlander.
Yes. The Highlander, which was a lot.
Is there only one?
Yeah.
That's good. Do you get the reference there? Or?
Oh,
Was it
from the film,
right.
the
I see what you
the
mean.
film The Highlander.
It was a bad joke. I
yeah.
apologise.
I've never seen it.
There's just a line where he says there can be only one.
Oh,
So-
yeah. It went straight off.
I knew
over
it'd
my
be a
head.
quote, but I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure that's from Highlander. I'm just gonna research this down. Somebody's gonna write in and tell us that it's not Highlander.
There could be only one Highlander from the film Lowlander. So yeah, we got to the Highlander, and it was much more of like a traditional kind of pub, wasn't it? The Copper Dog. There was no.
Yeah, more like hotel-y, wasn't it? I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they had the bar downstairs and rooms and stuff upstairs, I think.
Oh, I didn't even know. Oh, yeah, because it was the Highlander Inn, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And then, but it was much more like split into like rooms as you would have in
Yeah,
like an old
Pool
pub.
room and
Yeah.
restaurant area and drinking bar area.
Yeah. And they had a massive selection of whiskey.
They did, yeah, some good whiskies on there.
Mm. I remember two of them. Two of them. Because this is when it starts to get a bit.
This is when it starts going.
We got like 2 of them there. So I think I got like a Lagavulin like double cask, and I was like, oh yeah, I love Lagavulin, yeah. And I really do. That's like my favourite one.
What whiskey is that? Sorry.
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin, yeah.
Oh, I've not heard of that one.
It's from the Isle of Islay, and it's just really peaty. It's normally like a 16-year-old, but then there was like a double cask version, so it was a lot more woody.
Just looking at a photo of us in the Highlander, and you're holding a bottle of the Arran malt.
Hey, I got that for you because.
But you also had one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
oh.
we had but one of them each.
Did we?
Yeah, that's what we started on.
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
So I got the Lagavulin double cask, and I gave you the Arran.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Which was about 50%
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was your stag do.
Lagavulin, Isle of Arran, and then we also got a Japanese one as well. So we had 3 on the go at one point.
You've got the nice glasses as well there.
Oh, honestly, every time I've been to Scotland, they always have those glasses for whiskey.
Yeah, Suntory. What was that Suntory one?
I think it was just there, like kind of like it's Suntory's kind of house whiskey is what the guy said. And then we were having this like coffee like porter as well. Oh, that was so good. Apparently, Nate was saying that I did not shut up about this coffee porter.
If it's good, you've got to preach.
It was nice, yeah.
Got chatting to loads of people there.
Was that from like a local brewer, the coffee porter? Or
no idea.
No,
just
no
by
idea.
that point, we're not looking at provenance. We're just looking at.
I've just seen another photo where I've got like 2 of them in front of
me. Yeah. And then we made friends with the bar staff there. Who were really lovely.
Yeah, they were really nice.
Really good.
Good shout out to them guys.
And then I started finding loads of photos on my phone after that of like of us all like behind the bar with them, in front of the bar, like us like having selfies. Honestly, like
we're behind the bar.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. But apparently we were okay because the woman commented on our live stream saying, just met these guys, lovely guys. Well, no, from earlier in the day. She commented.
So she'd found the live stream in the car?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So she'd found that live stream and commented saying, lovely guys. So in the morning, I was like, phew, well, at least, like...
Matt's face is full beer fear right now.
At least we weren't too bad. Well, to be fair, like, Matt just kept talking about... Luke, he kept talking about Luke's privates to him, really. But...
yeah, I did.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. At least we're all happy drunks.
Oh, we were.
Oh, that's good.
We had the worst game of pool in the world, which was
in terms of you guys were just all really bad.
Completely. Yeah. And normally we're pretty good normally, and like I
feel like I've seen you play before.
Yeah.
But I can't think where, but
and we were like lining up shots and just not hitting the ball.
Yeah, and then the losers had to buy the winners some shots as well.
Of course.
Did they?
Yeah, apparently.
I feel we maybe should have gone over this story before the thing, so Matt wasn't just like panicking and finding out on air.
It got to a point where I just can't remember.
Yeah. So it was around this point where I can't remember anything.
I'm impressed though that it took this long because you've constantly just gone on
this
about
is
how
only
many
about
shots and
9:30.
chases.
This is 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but you have been drinking since
9.
Yeah, true.
12 hours of whiskey, we're not just talking like light beers, it's...
No, they were there as well. Yeah,
that's what I mean, like... Oh, man.
But yeah, so funnily enough, we managed to win a game of pool, even though me and Matt couldn't see straight or see the ball shot anything to do.
I don't think we did that badly,
I don't know. I wouldn't like. I
don't know what colour we were. I don't know if we were red or yellow.
Yeah.
I think we were yellow.
Don't know. I know that Nate was black.
Nate did pop the black.
Is that why you won?
That's
why we won. Yeah. We were doing really badly up until that point.
Should have put a 5 on it.
And then that was the Islander, and then we went to go leave the Islander.
Wait, no, we missed out another thing with the Islander.
I know, I'm just about to come to that. And then we saw a dog.
A dog?
Oh, we saw a dog.
Was it a cute dog?
It was a cute dog.
What I heard about all dogs are cute.
I think, was it like a Springer Spaniel or something?
No,
like
it was like a collie mix.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Well, it looks like it on my phone.
So show Todd the video of me with this dog.
Okay, but I'm also gonna put it into my mic. So, one of the
don't.
one of the best lines in it is Luke in the background. Have you heard it?
No.
Luke in the background's going, "I love that this is what we do. I love, I love this is what we do." Right, ready? It's only 30 seconds long.
It's better like this. Spent like scratches all day. Scratches all day in a paw. Scratches all day in a paw.
I can confirm this is a very cute dog.
Is that right? Scratches all day in a paw.
So,
Hang on, listen.
Yeah, I love it. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh wait, though the dog's with an owner. I thought you just found like a random dog that wasn't like.
No, they walked through the door as we were leaving, so their timing could not have been worse. I bet they were like, "My God, what have we just walked into?"
They're currently on their dog walkers podcast that they record, talking about the drunk stag do that they bumped into while they were went for the normal walk.
Honestly, that video though, I know you only heard the audio. I was going mental over this dog. I was like rubbing every part of this dog, and like even like to its like I kept like massaging its paw as well because I was for some reason I was like
Obsessed with
its paw as well.
It was a cute dog.
Yeah.
My mum's trying to FaceTime me. She's going to be like, "Why didn't you answer it?" And then I could have been on the podcast.
Yeah. Denied. He'll just have to get her on normally.
Oh yeah. We'll pay to fly my mum over from France. She can't fly over because of coronavirus right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're not even letting people fly over from France.
Everything grounded. Wow.
I don't know if she's making it up just because she doesn't want to come see me.
Yeah.
Cat coronavirus.
We've got the actual that's actual stag do in Budapest.
10 days.
In 10 days, yeah.
Do you think you're going to be able to fly, or have you had any notification or anything?
I haven't had anything through. I don't think.
Nothing yet.
So...
No. But you know, anything can happen. Fingers crossed, not though.
Yeah.
Last time we checked, Budapest was a clear zone.
It was, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really cheap over there, isn't it? Like a really cheap.
Apparently.
Yeah. But
apparently
that's for a few weeks' time
podcast.
Yeah, don't be jumping ahead.
I'm not jumping ahead. Don't you worry.
So yeah, we love that dog, and then
see, I remember the dog. There's just points
the dog.
in between where I just don't. I don't remember getting out of the hotel.
No, me neither.
And I don't remember going back to the Copper Dog.
This is where I think where fresh air takes its toll, because anything that after the Highlander, don't remember leaving it. It must have just been that gust of air where you go, and it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. So from there back to the Copper Dog and the taxi to the accommodation. I remember getting out of the taxi, and I remember from the taxi like to our hotel room, and then in the hotel room. But then there's Copper Dog Part 2. Can't remember.
Yeah. So we exit the Highlander, and now what I'm going off is everything that Nate has told me. Nate and Luke have told me.
Yeah.
Oh, they could be lying.
They could be lying.
I don't think so.
But I believe them.
Yeah.
So we got out of there, and I think Nate said, "Right, who's calling a taxi?" And I shouted, "No one! Let's go back to the Copper Dog!" And then instantly started sprinting back to the Copper Dog. Matt started running in tail as well. So I ran all the way there, even though we're still all suited and booted and everything. Just started like
amazing
running to the back to the Copper Dog, and there was like there must have been some traffic cones in the car park at the Copper Dog.
Where apparently I ran up and either decided to kick it or just ran at it and fell over. So I ran at it, fell completely like on my right side, so like all my legs killing, my head's killing, my arms killing. But like got straight back up, like literally rolled into the car park of the Copper Dog, but got straight back up and like yay.
We got into the Copper Dog and ordered some drinks, and then like this is when we're saying that when the guy behind the bar at the Copper Dog was like, "Oh, it's pretty tame for a stag do." Well, those words came back to haunt him because we were absolutely
Steaming.
smashed.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, Luke was telling me, because I said I must have been talking absolute nonsense, like none of it must have been making sense. He was like, no, it was making perfect sense. You were just really smashed. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
then if he was really smashed as well, maybe it was just making sense to him.
Who knows?
yeah,
Maybe
I
you were-
think Luke was more drunk than he made out
Probably.
because he drank a fair bit.
Yeah.
But Nate did a good job of like it got to that point and Nate was like, right.
Nate was babysitting by
yeah,
that point.
yeah. But he did
Yeah.
a good job.
He
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
You're all still alive, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, headed back to the Copper Dog. We got some beers, and then but they keep their Copper Dog whiskey on the bar, so they have bottles of Copper Dog whiskey on the bar top.
Yeah.
So apparently, when he wasn't looking, I was like, yeah, and I picked up the bottle of Copper Dog whiskey and poured it in my stout.
Oh, man.
Can't remember this.
So Gareth from the Copper Cow said this the other day. Was like, what if it's not actually? What if that was just for display purposes and it was just like
Tea water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could very well have
I
been, yeah.
don't think it would have been.
But who knows?
I couldn't tell you.
I was going to say, he was so
I
drunk,
couldn't
you won't
taste
be able
it,
to tell the
could I?
difference.
No one will know.
But it had a pour spout in it.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, well-
yeah. So it was for.
So it was for drinking. Like, you wouldn't like, oh no, I can't serve it on.
Yeah. True. Apparently, I kept almost falling off my chair because I lean back on chairs, like I lean on the back two legs, and we're on high chairs at the bar, and then Luke was like holding the back of the chair, and I was like, I'm not gonna fall, and then I kept doing it, and I was like, why have you taken your hand off my back? I'm gonna fall.
I can't remember that.
And then no idea really what happened much in there.
Like, I don't know how long we stayed in there.
No. But then we got a taxi back to the hotel, and this taxi this time was less distance because we'd already gone halfway back to Rothus, and it was 20 quid back to the hotel.
I think I like kicking up a fuss in the taxi. I'm like, no way, this is. But obviously, it was, this is ridiculous. So yeah, I think I kicked up a massive fuss, but we were just like, just £5 each.
And then I had about 7 showers.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got out of the taxi. We wanted one more in the hotel bar, but they wouldn't let us.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I was the one who led us back to the Copper Dog. I was the one that wanted another one in the hotel bar.
Because we needed more.
How'd you...
So then we polished off the rest of the hip flasks at that point.
Yeah.
I think there were like 1.5 hip flasks left.
Yeah, Luke told me that I had the rest of his.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So we did that. And then, yeah, we got back into the room. Started getting ready for bed. Will decided it were a good idea to take a shower and a bath at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
They were separate, a bath and a separate shower.
Yeah.
Oh, not like laid down in the bath with the shower going
No.
on.
And they were beautiful. So
Yeah,
I was probably like, oh, definitely one of these. But I've got my memory back a little bit by this point. So I remember like kind of hugging the toilet, so I didn't feel very well. But then while this was going on, like the bath was on, the shower was on. When the shower door was open though, so like the floor was getting absolutely soaking. And then I looked over at the
steamy.
bath. Oh yeah, very steamy. And I looked over at the bath, and like neither of them were getting really hot because both of them were running full at the same time. And then I was like, why isn't the bath filling? And I was like, because the plug wasn't in. So then I was like, oh, never mind. But apparently not, because Luke said he found a bath full later on. Like the tap had stopped, but I must have just like realised, put the plug in, filled the bath, and not gone in it.
Well, it were empty when I went in the morning.
I think Luke emptied it.
Oh God.
And it took me ages to figure out how the shower worked. And then what I do normally is if I'm feeling under the weather or hungover or something, I sit down in the shower.
Oh yeah, we've all had one of those.
It's the best. It cures everything. And I think I fell asleep.
That's amazing.
And then just kind of like passed out. Came back out, passed out on top of the bed in these like bathrobes that were like, you know, where you put your arms through, and like they come up to about like like short shorts kind of like
Yeah.
a skirt. So I kind of like curled up like on the top of my bed, and then the curtains were like wide open and stuff. So like anyone looking in was like
Yeah.
Getting a full view.
Yeah,
full
we
view,
should
yeah.
explain as well. It's on this hotel rooms were like on the ground floor in a forecourt, so
Oh,
they
lovely.
opened straight out into like a bit of a forecourt area.
it was lovely.
It was nice, which comes in handy for another story in a second. So Will's like, yeah, showing everything off.
To anyone
To
who was
anybody.
checking out in the morning.
Yeah. So we got. Well, I think you went in the covers at around about 7 o'clock because I got up and I was so thirsty. Got up and I went to the bathroom. I was feeling fine. I was just really thirsty. And I opened the door and the amount of steam that came out, I was like, oh
Like
my
a
god! And I
sauna.
was like, oh, this is so bad. I feel awful now. Like I couldn't breathe. I was like, so like necked this glass of water, opened the front door, and then to like cool myself down, I curled up in a ball, like in the entrance door, like with the door open.
Oh right.
So I'm like
okay.
curled up like a cat, like at the bottom
Oh my
of like the
God.
door, having loads like cool air coming on me, like cool me down. But also all the steam was like condensating and just like dripping on me. So, so I stayed there for about half an hour, just cooling down, and then got like back into bed. And then that's when he'd made himself back into bed properly.
Yeah.
And then we woke up around. Well, I woke up about 8, half 8.
Yeah. And then after that came the long drive home.
That's it. Yeah. Got checked out. Dumped all the stuff, came round a bit, and then started driving home.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds a pretty spectacular trip, I'm not going to lie.
The drive home wasn't very eventful. There was a lot of laughing and joking because we were kind of like a little bit tired and delirious, that kind of thing.
And I think we played another few rounds of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Who was the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire champion? Who's
We did
who's
it
the
as a
secret?
yeah.
Who's the secret brain box?
No,
in
we
the
did
group?
a team effort, didn't we?
Yeah. Nate was the quizmaster, obviously.
Yeah.
Quizmaster Nate, of course.
Yep. He loves it.
But I think we did quite well on most of them, to be fair.
Any surprise knowledge coming from anybody? You know?
Well, on the way up, we did a phone a friend to our good friend Paddy. And the question was, what do you call like a beaver's home? Is it a lodge, a hut, a burrow, or a den? And he was like, lodge. Straight away, didn't he? He knew it.
And we were like, lodge.
Yeah.
And he was like, you've just won however much.
Yeah. Oh, good. So he's got some good woodland knowledge, as Paddy.
Shout out to Paddy.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Paddy.
And also shout out to Colin, who was our tour guide.
Yeah.
Because he was a legend.
Is that up at Macallan, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Well, he had like his speech like just nailed, absolutely nailed.
He just loved it, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the thing with places like that. If they've got a passion for what they do and the area and things like that, it just makes it so much more interesting because it doesn't feel like you're walking around with someone that's doing a job.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the same, but when I did the Anfield tour for Liverpool, the guy has like worked up to, he's done loads of jobs within the ground, like really rubbish jobs. Like he'd done litter picking there as like a teenager in the 70s or whatever, and he'd just grown up around that club and around the streets, so that you weren't even sure if this guy was being like paid to show you around because the passion he shows was just like, and it makes it so much more interesting and so much cooler because he's just like another fan that's like out with you, but that actually knows all the stuff you need to know.
It were more like just showing you around his home.
Yeah. That's cool. How old's Colin? I'm trying to get a little image in my head of Colin.
He were
late 30s.
40s.
Yeah.
Late
30s, 40s.
I was expecting an older gentleman.
It was hard to judge really because he looked good, but like he was a silver fox.
Yeah.
Already, so whether or not that were early or
Maybe.
he looked good for like an older age, I'm not sure.
Good work, Colin.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time that there was something to talk about, like, there was like a demonstration for it all. So like when you started, you'd go, obviously the stills and stuff were demonstration enough for themselves, and then when you came back out, it was like they went into a bit more depth, and there was like a moving table that like showed you like the difference between other stills and theirs, and they all started twisting around and like showing you the insides of it all.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the same was like they've still got the exact same kind of like house on the estate from when like one of the founders who took it to where it is now. He lived for like however many years, so they've still got that there.
Yeah, so the old distillery is in the same grounds as the new distillery. We're just a little bit further away. So they own something like, I can't even remember. They own loads of acreage, don't they, around there,
and they own, what was it, 2.5 miles of the River Spey?
1.5 miles of the River Spey.
Yeah.
So they own a lot of land up there. So yeah, the house up there, they let like certain guests, like exclusive guests, stay in there, and they have a lot of meetings and offices in there and stuff. And
because so it was like the demonstration for that was like the whiskey man's dollhouse almost, where you got to see inside it, and like, and they had what was the smallest bottle, the smallest glass blown bottle of whiskey in the world. It used to be. I think it's not anymore, but. And it was actually it had Macallan in it and everything.
How small are we talking?
Oh, it was like 0.5 centimetre.
Yeah. So how much Macallan was in that? Literally like a drop.
Yeah, a pipette drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
It were crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a proper bottle, everything.
That's cool.
Yeah. And everything was kind of glass fronted, so you could just see out onto the entire of the landscape. There was a part where they had. They were showing you like how all like the barrels were made, and they had like projections of like all the different trees that they use from like America to the sherry casks to European like wood, and then you'd turn around and then the wood would all move around, and you'd watch like this video of like the coopers, which are the people who make the barrels, of like how they do it, and it had this like barrel of like with smoke coming out of it and like fake fire underneath it and everything like that.
So it's a really like polished performance.
It was like everything was interactive. If they had something to talk about it, they had an interactive experience for it as well. Yeah,
brilliant.
You could smell inside of the barrels, which was that was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, because one of them were really new, weren't they? Like only like a few weeks old or something.
Is this a tour that can be arranged by the public? So you can book to go on this?
Yeah, it's £40 a head. But there are,
is that all?
Yeah, but there are cheaper ones where you don't do a tasting, but we did a tasting with like 4 or 5 whiskies afterwards. Yeah. And then I think there's an even more expensive one which goes into a bit more depth, and you taste some like rarer whiskies and stuff. I'd love to go into the warehouses.
Yeah, the only thing you didn't see were the actual barrels aging themselves, which we've seen in like the Dalwhinnie distillery.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was that was the only thing that was you also could have seen of it.
Yeah.
And it was still like 2.5 hour long tour.
But it's because their warehouse is in a completely different area to it's still in the grounds, but it's like
the grounds being so big.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute golf buggy away.
All right, I'm with you. Yeah.
Colin even said that he wanted a golf cart.
Yeah.
For it.
But it's just ridiculous. It's like warehouse after warehouse after warehouse of just barrels.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I go up on a road trip to Scotland in the summer with Richard, so I might have to arrange for.
How far up?
We're just going around Scotland. We're just going to go into Scotland.
Do it
and just find out where we're just wherever you go.
Basically, so obviously I've got a date that I want to cover up, and we were going to go climbing, but then we didn't get our backsides in gear. As in, we wanted to do Machu Picchu, but we didn't get our backsides in gear to book what we were doing. And then he just came up with, why don't we just like go up to Scotland and just do a road trip round like all the roads that you see on, the internet and stuff, and just we're going to take a tent, take his little roadster of a car. We might have Marvin, I don't know.
That'd be cute.
Just literally go, Airbnb, camp, hotels,
and wherever you get to, you get to.
Yeah, exactly. Not plan it.
Yeah.
But like I was saying to you I've never done a distillery tour ever, or a brewery tour. So I said to myself, that's one thing I want to do if we go up. So it sounds like the Macallan might be the one to go to.
There's lots there. You would, even if you were doing like a tour of Speyside, you wouldn't be lacking things to do.
No, you could be up there for like 3 weeks and not run out of stuff to do.
He was telling me I think the reason it was in his head was because he once had breakfast in the Isle of Skye or something, and he's vowed to himself all his life that he wants to go back and have that breakfast. But I'm really worried we're going to find that breakfast, and it's either not going to be as good, or it's going to be a different cafe or something, and it's gonna ruin his whole week.
Yeah.
Well, I think Isle of Skye and Speyside are completely opposite directions.
Yeah. I don't think
So-
Richard's planned that
No.
in his head, but it's all right. We'll
I'm
we'll
not
work
sure if
something
they
out.
are. You
Let's have a
know.
look. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm getting a mix up. Let's have a
We'll
look.
work something out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick Google.
But like, even if it's just on your way, do the Macallan
Okay.
distillery tour. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. It's crazy.
Where are we?
And like the bar in the middle is like the center of this open plan thing, and it's like raised on.
Yeah, completely opposite.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You
So
are.
look.
So the Roth's distillery is in between Inverness and Aberdeen. So
Oh, right, okay,
so
so there, yeah.
completely opposite way.
Oh, wow.
But there's all sorts of like near the Isle of Skye, and like I think Isla's up there. Is it Isle of Isla?
Isla's a little bit further down to the left.
Yeah.
I think.
So you could definitely hit some of the island distilleries, and they'd be
We'll
just.
see. We've not really discussed what we want to do when we go up there fully yet, but
That's very much like Rick, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. With the two that didn't plan to
Yeah.
climb Machu Picchu properly, like we're proper idiots when it comes to planning things. We just forget. But yeah, that's I think that's part of the whole point is we're just going to set off for a week and just do what we do, see what we like. Say, see what
where
we
you
hit.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No plans are sometimes the best.
Of course. But
Yeah.
at the same time, me and Richard will probably end up God knows where with no plans.
Huddersfield Camel Club.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
For a
laughing.
week.
Well, yeah, we're laughing, but it could happen.
Yeah.
Camped outside.
Another good shout out to do would be to Gary Cahill,
Yes.
Yeah. our Beam Suntory rep.
Yeah. So he's the one who approached us saying, "Can you sell X amount of our whiskey range and we'll take you up to Macallan?"
Yeah, and there were a few other like bars competing apparently. So they were like,
Well, yeah, but we didn't. Oh, wait, they could have. They wasn't necessarily on the same day, but we didn't see any of them.
no, they were like, no, I'm sure he said they were competing for like not on the same, not for the same thing, but for the trip overall. Like,
Oh, as in there was only one trip.
yeah,
Oh, right.
As
Apparently.
in, there can be only one.
there could be on.
I-
And I've checked it on Google now, so I'm happy to go with that quote.
Yeah.
I'm going to run with it.
So a few in Leeds and a few in Manchester apparently.
Well,
So we just blew them all out of water.
smashed it.
Because we were
Lots of-
putting
lots
it
of
in everything. That's why
It's because of what?
we were putting it in everything.
Yeah, we were. We
Have
were.
a porn star martini? You mean a Macallan?
Can I have a stein of lager? What you mean is a stein of Macallan?
Macallan. Yeah, that's how we sold so much. It was just a
Yes.
litre of it per person.
Oh, what was the best thing you made with the Macallan? What was your signature? Was it your old fashions? Or
We did do a good old fashioned with
Yeah,
it
it was a nice old fashioned.
because we started like smoking it and everything and putting like grapefruit
Nice.
bitters in
Yeah.
and everything like
oh,
that.
nice.
And we made because it was Christmas time, we made a humbug mojito.
Yeah, that was nice.
Um,
So with toffee vodka, Macallan whiskey, mint and lime and sugar,
yeah,
basically.
and it tasted just exactly like a humbug.
Yeah.
You right? You good?
No,
All right, we're back.
Hey, we're back.
But yeah, the humbug mojito was really good, and there was one other, I think. I can't remember what it was.
What was in a humbug mojito?
Macallan whiskey, toffee vodka, mint,
Oh, nice.
lime,
Sugar.
and soda. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tasted just like a mint
Mint
humbug.
humbug.
Wow.
Yeah, it was straight. It was quite impressed with that one.
I love over the years the different like sweet shop cocktails you guys have come up with. I always find them so impressive. I remember the early days of me going in and Matt used to be like experimenting when Circle was open more like daytimes. And I remember he used to experiment and he'd come to me and be like, "Oh, does that taste like a Malteser to you?" And you'd be
Yeah.
like, "What?" And then you'd sip it and be like,
Oh,
yeah, it does." And those are my favourite days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Ah.
But yeah, I think that it's kind of brought it to a nice end there.
That's it.
A good trip all round by the sound of
Really,
it.
Trip
really
all
good.
around. And a few more this year, I think we've got booked in. We've got
Yeah.
Nate and Luke. They'll be doing Northern Bar Show in 10 days.
That's right.
So that'll be good for them too, because
Yeah.
we're in Budapest.
Mhm.
Then we've got Imbibe, which is
In the summer,
end of July.
Is it?
Or is it end of June? End of June.
End of June.
End of
maybe?
June.
Yeah.
And then hopefully in talks with Bombay Sapphire.
Yeah, to go down there.
Nice.
And that could be
Where's
cool.
that distillery?
South.
South.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I have looked at
For
it before.
some reason, I want to say Bermondsey. I know it's not Bermondsey.
Let's have a look.
Um,
Is that because it sounds like Bombay?
Probably. Yeah.
Bombay Distillery.
You mean to tell me it's not in Bombay? It's not in Mumbai?
It's not actually.
No.
That's where the
It's
Bombay.
3
mix comes
hours.
from.
3 hours 40 minutes away. So where's that?
It depends which direction you go.
Yeah,
Matthew.
wherever you want to go, you'll end up there.
Basingstoke, just outside of Basingstoke.
You
Ooh,
began with a
lovely.
B.
Reading, Basingstoke, on the way to Southampton.
Okay,
Mm.
nice.
Because that looks like another good distillery.
Mm.
Does it?
I
Yeah,
I
it's
really
got
want to
like-
go to the Plymouth Distillery, Plymouth.
Plymouth.
And that's like complete opposite. That's like a complete, as the crow flies, opposite end from Speyside as well.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely
just
opposite.
with what you showed me just a minute ago. So that'd be
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
Like-
That'd be a good way to like finish the year if you could get onto Plymouth.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
So you did Speyside at the start of the year, and then
All the different corners.
we're just planning the diary on the
Planning
podcast
all the
here.
Yeah.
trips, yeah.
Enjoy,
And-
guys.
And there is an island trip I really want to do.
Go on.
I just want to.
Oh,
Go
I'm
to
sorry.
Ireland. I wanna do, like-
an island.
Yeah,
trip.
I want to go to see Slane's Distillery.
Yeah.
Because that's just outside of Dublin, so you could tie that in with like obviously the Guinness Distillery, and then there's a few Belfast whiskies as well, so we could go up there and do that. And there's the Titanic Museum, which I think Nate really wants to check out.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. I wouldn't have even thought that was a thing. I've never heard of it.
yeah, in Belfast. So,
It did sail. It sailed from Liverpool,
was-
didn't
no,
it?
Belfast. Yeah,
yeah.
made in Belfast.
Made in Belfast.
And then sailed.
Came up to
yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Sailed from Belfast to Liverpool and then out Liverpool to
Right. Yeah.
the States.
Well, there you go. There's your facts
Yeah.
for the day. After all of just the nonsense that happened up in Scotland, but Scott, why you got
Scotland was good.
yeah, smoothly played out there. I've got loads of people that call me Scott by accident
Really?
all the time. It's a really weird one. That's so strange.
Scott.
Right, well, Todd, music man, you are the music man.
I am the music man.
Where can we find you?
You can find me this weekend. I'm over in Liverpool at the Liverpool Arts Bar. But coming up, I've got gigs all over kind of the Calderdale, West Yorkshire region. I'll be down in Brighouse on the 13th at the Crafty Fox. And I'll be at Moorings in Sodybridge on the 14th and over at the Woodman Inn on Thunder Bridge in Huddersfield on the 15th. And other than that, you'd probably just see me propping up the Circle Lounge Bar or the Copper Cow Bar,
Perfect.
like a
Yeah.
true bar flag.
That's if you just want like a chat with him.
Yeah, so if you just want to chat with me, I'm very approachable. I'll just talk your ear off about some rubbish, no doubt. What about you, Matthew? Where can we find you?
So the next few weeks are a bit of all over the place, really, and March is just mental. I've got a lot going on in March. So this week I am up at the Copper Cow. We've got a private party booked in on Saturday, which is good. And then, yeah, just kind of flitting back and forth between the two, really.
Yeah.
Stag-Do in Budapest in 10 days. So I don't know what state I'll be in at work on the Thursday when we get back.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. But if you see me on the Wednesday, when did we come back? 18th, Wednesday the
Wednesday
18th.
Yeah.
We're all going for a burger and a pint up at the restaurant.
Or whatever. I mean, it's there's you've got your deal on.
There is a
on
steak
rump
deal on the
steaks
Wednesdays. Yeah.
So
But I think by that point, people will just be wanting carbs, potato bread.
you never know. Well, I mean, we'll have to pre-order
We will. Yeah.
it.
And Will, where can we find all your bits and bobs coming up over the next few weeks?
Circle Lounge everywhere. So Circle Lounge on Facebook, Circle Lounge HX1 on Twitter, Circle Lounge on Instagram, and Circle Lounge on YouTube, wouldn't you know it. Where there's going to be, I've just, I think at the time of recording it, I've just put the vlog up for when we did the Four Sisters Distillery. The French Mar trainees, they're all up as well for you to watch.
That's a fun video to watch.
So you'll be able to see Matt on the vlog as well. He's
Briefly,
on there. Yeah. And coming in the next couple of weeks, I think next week will be the Macallan.
Old
Old
fashioned.
fashioned.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find Matt there, as well as the vlog probably will come the week after. Honestly, guys, you want to be watching the distillery for that. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that vlog. After today,
Yeah.
I'm really excited for
Yeah.
that vlog.
But luckily, I think most of the footage, like of when we were just rolling around, didn't happen.
Yeah,
As phone died.
Yeah, my phone, which is the main camera, died. Luckily, just as we left the distillery. So we've got all the distillery in full HD.
And I think we've got a few snaps. And the video of the dog.
Yeah, I've
Looking
the video of the dog. Yeah, after a while, it'll just be like an amalgamation of like strange clips, like a strange clip show. But that's it. That's all good.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah. See you next time.
Yes, I might be here. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Oh, well, for the NRB one, we'll try get Nate on, but who knows if he wakes up?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Unless we
just.
just go straight there, like wake him, like just don't let him go to sleep.
Should do like they do on, is it like daytime TV shows where they just turn up in your house and kind of like, you've won the opportunity you've won a brand new TV.
Well,
You've
we could do, yeah, we could do.
Scaring some poor old pensioner.
Yeah. You look outside on your driveway and you've got your own speedboat, and they're like, "Why? I can't do anything with that."
I live in Bolton.
Yeah. Right. Goodbye, guys.